Fiat is an Italian automobile manufacturer. The company was founded in 1899 by Giovanni Agnelli, and to this very day, the company is still alive and healthy. So, how did it become so popular? Let's find out. On July 11th, 1899, Giovanni Agnelli was part of the group founding members of Fiat, Fabbrica Italiana di Automobili Torino. The first Fiat plant opened in 1900 with 35 staff making 24 cars. Known from the beginning for the talent and creativity of its engineering staff, by 1903, Fiat made a small profit and produced 135 cars. This grew to 1,149 cars by 1906. Agnelli led the company until his death in 1945, while Vittorio Valida administered the firm's daily activities. Its first car, 3.5 CV, of which only 24 copies were built, all bodied by Alessio of Turin, was based on a design purchased from Serrano GB&C and had a 697cc 42.5 cu inches in boxer twin engine. In 1903, Fiat produced its first truck. In 1908, the first Fiat was exported to the US. That same year, the first Fiat aircraft engine was produced. Also around the same time, Fiat taxis became popular in Europe. By 1910, Fiat was the largest automotive company in Italy. That same year, a new plant was built in Poughkeepsie, New York, by the newly founded American Fiat Automobile Company. Owning a Fiat at the time was a sign of distinction. The cost of a Fiat in the US was initially $4,000 and rose to $6,400 in 1918 compared to $825 and $525 for a Ford Model T in 1908 and 1918 respectively. During World War I, Fiat had to devote all of its factories to supplying the Allies with aircraft, engines, machine guns, trucks, and ambulances. Upon the entry of the U.S. into the war in 1917, the factory was shut down as U.S. regulations became too burdensome. The site was eventually sold to Western Publishing. After the war, Fiat introduced its first tractor, the 702. By the early 1920s, Fiat had a market share in Italy of 80%. In 1921, workers seized Fiat's plants and hoisted the red flag of communism over them. Agnelli responded by quitting the company. However, the Italian Socialist Party and its ally organization, the Italian General Confederation of Labor, in an effort to effect a compromise with the centrist parties, ordered the occupation ended. In 1922, Fiat began to build the famous Lingotto car factory, then the largest in Europe, which opened in 1923. It was the first factory to use assembly lines. By 1925, Fiat controlled 87% of the Italian car market. In 1928, with the 509, Fiat included insurance in the purchase price. Fiat made military machinery and vehicles during World War II for the Army and Regia Aeronautica, and later for the Germans. Fiat made fighter aircraft like the biplane CR-42 Falco, which was one of the most common Italian aircraft, along with the Savio Marchetti, as well as light tanks obsolete compared to their German and Soviet counterparts, and armored vehicles. The best Fiat aircraft was the G-55 Airfighter, which arrived too late and in too limited numbers. In 1943, the year Benito Mussolini was overthrown, the National Liberation Committee removed Agnelli family from leadership roles in Fiat because of its ties to the Mussolini's government. They were not returned until 1963, when Giovanni's grandson, Gianni, took over as general manager until 1966 and as chairman until 1996. In 1970, Fiat employed more than 100,000 in Italy when its production reached the highest number, 1.4 million cars in that country. As of 2002, Fiat built more than 1 million vehicles at 6 plants in Italy, and the country accounted for more than a third of the company's revenue. Towards the end of 1976, it was announced that the Libyan government was to take a shareholding in the company in return for a capital injection. Other aspects of the Libyan agreement included the construction of a truck and bus plant at Tripoli. Chairman Agnelli candidly described the deal as a classic petro money recycling operation which will strengthen the Italian reserves, will provide Fiat with fresh capital, and give the group greater tranquility in which to carry out its investment programmes. On January 29, 2014, it was announced that Fiat S.p.A., the former owner of Fiat Group, was to be merged into a new Netherlands-based holding company, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles NV FCA. On August 1, 2014, Fiat S.p.A. received the necessary shareholder approval to proceed with the merger, which became effective on October 12, 2014. FCA then merged with the French manufacturer PSA Group in 2019, with the new conglomerate being named Stellantis in 2020. And there's the history of Fiat. How did it become so popular? Well, I think with all those cars that they made back in the past and people wanting to buy the cars, I think that's how they became very popular, and also due to the fact that they were the biggest car manufacturer in Italy as well. But anyways, this is where I'm going to end off this video. If you guys happen to enjoy this video, please make sure to like button, and also don't forget to subscribe to get a video every single day, and also don't forget to subscribe to my other channels as well, Exotic Game Walkthroughs and Dance Plays, and until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!